6370, online at eastridgeresidents.com. Zip 0 on-time traffic.
All right, Mix 104.1 WCLE. Welcome in here to the Mix Afternoon Drive for your Monday afternoon. Let's get you a quick temperature check as the temperatures have went up since this morning. Right now, your current Vascular Institute temperature standing at 53 degrees, so a little bit warmer than it was when we started off on your Monday morning. Dewayne Williams of the Mix Afternoon Drive, as always, driven by Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland for your Monday. After being off on Friday, glad to be back in the studio with you on this Monday afternoon. We've got several things we're going to be doing over the next few hours. We're going to be heading out to our friends at Food City on McGrady Drive coming up in just a little bit to be with Bradley County Schools Read 20, the initiative that they have done there for the past several years. They're going to go on and talk about that, and they're also going to be doing some book giveaways at the Food City on McGrady Drive and also Ocoee Crossing. That's going to be compliments of the Cleveland Rotary Club, and we'll be there highlighting that and talking to some educators between 4 and 6 today. And our location will be the Food City on McGrady Drive. We hope that you will drop by, bring your student, pick up a book, and be a part of that live broadcast with us. Well, as you heard in the news there just a few minutes ago, a lot of topics are revolving around the election day tomorrow. Of course, Mix 104.1, we will be your home for complete coverage tomorrow night starting at 7 o'clock, presented by Logan Thompson Law. We'll have the normal, I guess you would say the normal suspects in our studios tomorrow night. We'll have Jimmy Logan, Emily Beatty-Hillebrand, and also Steve Hartline in the studios, letting you know, breaking down all the races that's going on there locally and nationally. Now, one of the local races that we're going to talk about right now, we actually have a guest in the studio with us. Daniel Jones joins us, a longtime Cleveland resident, a graduate of Bradley Central High School, is a candidate for the District 24 Tennessee House of Representatives on the Tennessee Democratic ticket, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about himself and see if he can't persuade a few votes this afternoon. So, Daniel, sir, how you doing this afternoon?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. I really appreciate you having me and coming in. I'm, better late than never.
That's right.
I'm getting kind of a late start. I'm not really a politician, so I'm not into this. This is a first for me. I've actually come out of retirement to give people a choice here in Bradley County.
Well, Daniel, let's start off right from the beginning. Tell us a little bit about yourself with your family, your wife, and those type things. And I mentioned that you were a graduate of Bradley Central. Kind of tell us when that was and kind of walk us from there forward.
Well, I am happily married to Catherine. She used to be in Ingram, and we're both retired educators. She worked with Vicki Beatty in the school system. She's a retired school psychologist. I retired myself from the Goal Academy, where I got to work with Kyle Page. Before that, I was at Walker Valley and worked with Danny Coggin and Dana McClanahan out there. Wonderful. We have a beautiful blended family. We have 5 girls and boys and 5 grandgirls, and many of those are in the school system and doing various things. Yeah, I graduated from Bradley in 1969, so yeah, kind of a
day or two ago,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, a day or two ago. But I had the pleasure of playing basketball there for Doyle Palmer and LeBron Montgomery and Bill Walker. And all those wonderful coaches have since passed on. And LeBron and Doyle just recently, as a matter of fact, this past summer. And, I really enjoyed it. I had great opportunities in high school. And my mom passed when I was in the 8th grade, and Coach Montgomery actually took me in. Him and his family took me in and mentored me and guided me, and Coach Walker as well. And our church down at Waterville was just a real blessing to me and my sister Letty. They took care of her. We wanted to stay in Cleveland. But yeah, then I went on to Cleveland State. I was fortunate enough to go over there and play a little basketball, and went to Cleveland State and played for Ed Coates and Joe Crabtree. And then went on down to Berry College. Beautiful little school down in Rome, Georgia. Oh, yeah. Beautiful place. As soon as I pulled on the campus, I thought, wow, this is amazing. I need to go here. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Yeah, I'm tickled to be running. There are some things I'm concerned about. And I'm running on the Democratic ticket, which is in sports terms, I'm probably behind before the game ever started, but that's okay. You got to get in the game if you're going to make any kind of a change. And I'm hoping people will at least stop and take a look. Things are so divisive in our country right now. and even in our churches, and that just really disturbs me. And I think it's time that we kind of started putting that behind us, and hopefully after tomorrow we can come back together as a community and a country. And I'm glad to be a part of that, even at this late stage in my life.
Again, we're speaking with Daniel Jones. He's a candidate for the District 24 Tennessee House of Representatives on the Democratic ticket. And, of course, tomorrow being Election Day, I always think it's important to open up the interview with people reminding us who you are and about your family, because I think as people representing us, no matter what state of the office that it is, you always want to kind of know what's behind the person, because that's just as important as anything else. And so I appreciate you taking the time out to give us your background there. And I know you probably went down memory lane with a lot of people in our community talking about Bradley Central and the people that was there during your time in Cleveland State and those fond memories there. Well, Daniel, Mr. Jones, tell us a little bit about what is the most important thing to you. I know that's what people want to know now is tomorrow's Election Day. There's probably still a lot of people on the fence, undecisive about what they're going to do, about different things that's coming up. So tell us what is your strong points you feel that's got to be taken care of?
Well, the utmost urgency right now, of course, is the COVID virus. And I've spoken to the county commission a couple of times, and I've even contacted my local legislatures, and I've been in touch with or texted with Representative Hall numerous times, and we've gotten ourselves behind the 8 ball on this because we've made it so political. An issue that in the past in our community and country would have galvanized us, would have pulled us together. We have decided to make this a political campaign issue. And it's literally making people sick and killing people right here in Cleveland, in Tennessee, and in our country, 230,000 people. And my neighbor lost her brother. I know the Bilbo family. I got to work with Carolyn. I knew his daughter Debbie from Lee, and I got to work with his precious granddaughter Lauren. And there are just tragedies still happening every day. And we need to figure out a way to bring the team back together. We need to bring the team together to put politics aside and put people first, because this thing is going to continue to devastate us, our health and our economics, unless we do something about it.
Again, we're speaking with Daniel Jones, a candidate running tomorrow for the District 24 House of Representatives on the Democratic ticket, and tell us his points and views on the COVID situation. Besides the COVID, what else is important to us here in this area?
Well, economically, all of our, and this is kind of along the same lines, it's real important, I know, for us to get our economy open back up. In our stores, Walmart, Lowe's, every time I go through a drive-through, they're all wearing their mask and they're doing everything possible to keep their customers safe. And I think there's a safe way to open things back up. But unless we, as customers, reciprocate and do the same thing, we're going to continue to put ourselves behind economically, because those folks are working real hard to keep their businesses open and keep their customers safe and keep their employees safe, and we got to help them a little bit. And the other thing I thought about the other day is, I've listened to Dr. Johnson from the hospital, and he has begged and begged and begged and pleaded. Mask mandate is almost at this point, I don't know, it's been so urgent for so long, but we resist that because of our politics, and we need to listen to Dr. Johnson. And if for no other reason, to help those folks at the hospital, to help keep people out of the hospital, and wearing a mask is the primary way we do that. We can help those doctors, help those nurses who are putting their lives on the line every day to try to save ours.
All right, again, Daniel Jones is here speaking with us. He's running for the District 24 Tennessee House of Representatives. Daniel, I know we didn't talk about one thing. You talked about your illustrious career and different things, but you didn't speak about your military. Do you want to touch on that for just a minute for our military families out there?
Oh, I sure will. That would be, thank you very much. I was very fortunate. I had such a great time in college. I had to take a little detour. And I joined the Air Force my senior year, actually, when I was at Berry College. And they were fortunate enough to take me in, and when I got there, they gave me a top secret clearance and put me in a building with no windows and highly secure situation in Japan. And I got the opportunity to see what national security is really like. And I served there in Japan and in Italy in that capacity. And when I was stateside, they allowed me to use my degree, which is in behavioral science, as a drug and alcohol counselor. I was active duty Air Force for 12 years, and when I got out, I joined the Tennessee Army National Guard, and that was quite an adjustment. When I got in the Army, you know, my Army buddies, Marine buddies, teased me about me being in the chair force. Well, when I joined the National Guard, they gave me an 80-pound pack and a 60 to carry, and that was a little bit of an adjustment. But yeah, I wouldn't change anything from my time in the service and the people I met there, because it was such diversity. I mean, we all wore the same uniform. There were no D's and no R's. And the guy to your right and your left, you know, you had to depend on them. And the guy on your six was even more important, the guy who was watching your back. And that's what we need right now. We need that kind of leadership in our communities and in our country. We need to know that those people, and that's why I'm encouraging our veterans to make wise choices, because you want somebody who will take care of you and not put you in harm's way for a political purpose. We need to make wise decisions. I'm a John McCain Republican. I thought John McCain was a hero. And we've had so many. My Uncle Tommy gave his life for this country in the Korean War. And I respect our veterans. Every time I see somebody who's wearing a veteran hat in a store, I always make a point to go up and tell them how much I appreciate their service. And I'm so glad that they made it home.
Good stuff right there. Again, Mr. Jones, what I'd like to do, we got about 2 minutes left in our interview. What I would love for you to do is just tell the listeners one-on-one, if they were standing in front of you right now, what would you tell those people before they're really in the 12th hour making a decision on Election Day tomorrow?
I guess I would tell them to step back away from the media, because you can get things can get twisted one way or the other. Do your research. Think about the things that are important in your life right now, because a lot of the stuff you hear on the media and in these crazy rallies is hoopla stuff. They want to get your emotions and your blood boiling and get you all fired up, and that's just causing a lot of divisiveness. You know, I would encourage you to look at the facts, analyze what's going on. Healthcare is still a huge issue. I have a younger daughter, and she's got like a $6,000 deductible. You know, what we're doing to people in our healthcare system is still really atrocious. And we've got to make that affordable and viable for everybody. Just stop and take a look at the facts. What is it? Try to get away from the noise. Try to get away from the noise and just stop and think and look at the character of the people you're voting for. Because that seems to be something that we have lost. And the people I've seen in the past who have served us in both parties have been people of character. They're not out insulting folks. As far as I know, Mark and I haven't really talked a whole lot, but as far as I know, he's never insulted me, and I've never insulted him. We may disagree, and I've been to the county commission a few times, and we may disagree on policy, but I respect those people that work there. I respect those people who are serving us. I think that's the difference. We need to elect public servants. We've got enough politicians. We need to elect people who are true public servants, and that's really the reason I'm running, because I've always tried to serve. When I was in the service, when I was in the school system, it didn't make any difference if those people were R's or D's. Those were kids that I wanted to serve, and to serve with my fellow members in combat and my fellow teachers and administrators. We need to think about service more than politics right now.
Final question, sir. Do you have a website or Facebook or something that people can get more information about you before tomorrow's election?
Well, like I said, I'm really not much of a politician. And I've actually got a web page which has nothing in it, but I am on Facebook.
Okay, there you go.
Daniel Jones on Facebook, and I make some comments there. But I've had people who wanted to donate money and put yard signs up and all that. But I'm thinking we spend millions and millions and millions of dollars on campaigns every year. We could feed the planet. We could end homelessness with the money we spend on campaigns. So I told him, at a time of a COVID virus and people losing their homes and not being able to pay medical bills, I said, you need to put that money somewhere else, somewhere else. And if folks need to just do their research, and if they talk to people about me, they'll learn who I am. And I just want to serve. That's what I want to do.
Well, sir, thank you so much for coming in today to giving us your stance on a lot of these topics that people are having questions about. Of course, Election Day is tomorrow. Yeah. Polls open early and will be open late, and lots of things going on there tomorrow in the 3 locations here in Cleveland and Bradley County. Daniel Jones, once again, a candidate for the District 24 Tennessee House of Representatives, running on the Democratic side. And Daniel, again, thanks so much for coming in. Good luck tomorrow.
And thank you. I appreciate you reaching out to me. Tell Steve I said hello, and we appreciate you guys. Keep doing a good job. Thank you
so much. Folks, this is something that we do offer to all political candidates. It was something that had been offered for the past few months, and we appreciate everyone that taken advantage of that here at Mix 104.1. What we love to say, a well-informed voter is really your best voter. So make sure you do your research and be ready for those who will go out and vote tomorrow. We'll take a break. We'll be back here to Mix 104.1 in just a moment.
Let's take a minute for the master. You're in a restaurant finishing up a nice meal and you ask